So this is the intentions and grounding full moon ritual in Gemini. And so as we start in this beautiful moment of this wonderful full moon tonight, you can even do this tomorrow and add on to it what we're going to do here. But this is a wonderful time for reflection. So as we get started, though, what I'd like you to do is get comfy, okay? So one of the things that I think is really important is to just get into a relaxed state because so many of us are running around that we're just not taking the time that we need to spend with ourselves and spend with our emotions and how we really feel. We're so much in the doing that we forget about the being. So I'm going to turn off the music for just a moment. And if you don't, if this is your first time joining us, I want you to get a journal out or a notepad because you will be writing tonight. And we will be looking at what this Gemini full moon is bringing into your life and specifically all of our lives. And so while we're doing this during this session, I'm going to put it in the chat, the overview. For whatever reason, there are people that get the overview and some people that don't, even though I put it in everyone. So I'll make sure that I look at who is here and that we'll make sure that we get it out for you tonight so that you can get the overview. You'll get an astrologer's overview, and then you'll get my take on it as well. And then we'll set your intention. It says set your intentions because normally we do 1 to 3. But tonight, what I'd like you to do is simplify in an area of your life that you're really wanting to manifest or you're wanting to bring forward in a new way. So for those of you who have been with me in these eclipse last couple of months, it's all about letting go of the past. And if you look at the collective right now, the collective is gripping on for dear life. And what it is we want the old to stay. And when anything is falling away, all of us do it. We don't like change, so we grip to it. And the key here is really to take the time during this intention, but also over the next couple of days. One of the things I heard, and I thought this was really interesting, is that back way before the 12-month calendar system, Scorpio, there was a 10-month calendar system, and it started in Scorpio. And if you think about it, death and rebirth, okay, during that time. So a rebirth, you move into Sagittarius, that is about knowledge and truth and sorting out what do I want to do. And then when you moved into Capricorn, it moved into action. So in some ways, it's still the same because we're caught up in the holidays, right, during this time. But this is a great time between now and the beginning of the year to look at the big picture, because Gemini in Mercury is all about communication. Sagittarius is all about truth, knowledge, and wisdom. So in Sag's, Gemini likes to look at the details, and Sagittarius likes to look at the big picture. Okay. So this isn't the time, though, because we've got a lot of squaring planets right now, particularly Mars. That is a real challenge right now. That is, communication isn't clear. Things aren't clear. Should I move this way or should I move that way? So think about it in terms of the big picture of what you want to do, but don't think about the how and the specifics right now, unless you're really keen on it and you're ready to go. But for a lot of people, you're going to feel that murkiness in terms of that communication because it's not going to feel clear. Okay, and we'll get into that in just a moment. So the other thing is you hear me talking a lot about crystals. Amethyst is great for divine, spiritual kind of centering. Now, for myself, this week, I'm doing a lot of clearing. I've got some clearing to do. Emotional clearing with the orange is really good too, with the quartz crystal. And then you can also use, if you don't have one, a beautiful rose quartz crystal is beautiful for the heart chakra. And then, of course, one of my favorites, it always reminds me of my mom because this was her favorite color, which is blue, a beautiful blue quartz crystal. So the key here is to create your space while you're doing that. And if you're in bed right now in your jammies and you're just listening in, that's okay too. But it's really good to do rituals. And that's why I wanted to start these, because I was doing them, me, myself, and I, and it's great. But I love the power of community. So with that said, let's get started on what this really wonderful Gemini full moon means for all of us. Full moons in Gemini usher in a period of significant transformation and reflection. So this is a time for you to really take stock. Is this what I want? Maybe, maybe not. And really ask yourself, is this a time for me to really use this as a catalyst for change? Because this is a beautiful time for new beginnings. And under the Gemini's influence, we encourage to realign our thoughts and our deepest truth. And guess what? Discernment. Because not only on the collective are we going to be getting a lot of, you think we have murky information right now? Just wait over the next 2 to 4 weeks. We're not going to know what's going on in the rest of the world, because you're going to hear one report over here and another report over there. And you can be scratching your heads going, okay, well, what exactly is the truth? Well, here's the thing. That can also happen to you. Let's say you're up for a job. Okay. Somebody says, oh my God, you're perfect for it. We'll call you next week. We love you. You are our number one. And then all of a sudden you find out that, they have somebody else that they're looking at. Was that the truth? Part of it, it is. Part of it, it's not, right? So we have to discern. So before you react, before you jump in and take a stand, you may want to sit it out for a while before you decide to react or to respond, okay? So, and this is all getting us to take more stock in our more authentic self. I know for myself, and I was talking about this today in Mindful Mondays, I got so primally triggered on an emotional state that was energetic for me that I know that I need to do some work on this, not psychologically, not even emotionally, but energetically in releasing the old. So maybe things are not coming up for you the way that, that it is for me on a primal level, but I'm going to use this time and not suppress those emotions, because we get in such a state of doing. I'm a coach, so I'm there for a lot of people. But there's also a time that we all have to be there for ourselves. You may be a leader in a company. You may be, a parent. You may be working through your own trauma pictures right now. So it's really hard for you to go, oh my gosh, what do I really feel right now? And so for this full moon, it's really asking us kind of an accumulation of the last couple of months. Who are you and what do you want? It's all about defining your truth. Okay. So there's 3 themes we're going to talk about in this full moon: rebirth and new beginnings. Okay. So this really is about a new beginning. So here's one of the things that may be coming up for you. I have a belief that I can have, I don't know, a house on the beach. Well, I do, but like straight on the beach, a huge house, let's say 5 houses. And I think, oh my gosh, I want to be able to travel in different places, and that's what I want. Well, here's the thing. If I believe that's what I want, but my thoughts are saying something else, oh, who are you to want that? I don't deserve that. My thoughts and my beliefs are not in alignment yet. So you're going to have to do a little bit more soul searching, because it's always the energetic vibration that gets us to where we're going. And the universe in this full moon, and it's certainly doing it for me, it's kicking some you know what, is giving me a tap, tap, tap. It may be giving you a tap, tap, tap to say, you think you changed that pattern. You thought that was long ago. Not so fast. We'll give you another carrot to see if you've really learned the pattern of letting go. So this rebirth and new beginning is very much about you starting anew. No going back. I've said this now for the last couple of months, which means then that you have got to find a way to relate to your challenges differently than you have. And if your beliefs and your thought system are not aligning, you've got to do some work around that, okay? So what I'd like you to do is make a list of the things that no longer serve you, okay? They may be practical. They may be a story that you've been telling yourself. It could be changing a habit, starting a new hobby, or even changing how you interact with others. But you've got to be able to make a list of what no longer serves you. Okay. So it may be that, you are the fixer. It may be that you are a person who closes down. So is that serving you by closing down? Is it serving you by being protective? Is it serving you by saying, I've got my you-know-what together, I don't need anybody, and yet the biggest thing you want to do is to be able to receive love? This full moon is asking you to charter out into the unknown and be willing to not go back. All right? So, transformation of thought and belief. Okay. As I said, you have your belief systems and you have your thoughts. It is an important time for you to scrutinize the facts versus the story you tell yourself. Holy moly. I've been telling myself a lot of stories over the last few days. Okay. Now, the good news is when you have that awareness that it may be a story, even though you believe it 100%, you're going to have to scrutinize it and ask yourself, is that a fact? Could there be another scenario in this? And how much are you willing to let it go? Okay. So this full moon is asking you to really transform your thoughts and beliefs right now so that they can become in alignment. So what I'd like you to do is whenever you catch yourself in a negative thought pattern, replace it with something more positive. Catch it right there. I've been catching it when I do it. And I go, that's a beautiful story you're telling yourself. So how is that serving me? It's not serving me very well. And it's bringing me back to an old part of myself. Now, I said this in Mindful Mondays, and I'm going to say this here. I don't want you to get off this call and think that you can't have a negative emotion. So I want you to take this week, kind of the ramp up to the holidays, to be more reflective in your thought patterns and give yourself grace, because things need to come up in order to have them be healed out. If you say, oh my gosh, I can't have a negative thought, I can't, I'm just going to replace it with a positive one, get under the hood a little bit this week. Don't just do this ritual if you have some work to do, like me. I've got some work, and I love it when I have work because it doesn't always come up. They're hidden inside those layers at times, right? So the last theme of this full moon that is pretty important is that you have to be discerning. Okay. So our logical mind is going, and so we read the news, we listen to somebody in our office, we listen to a loved one, and we react emotionally to what we're hearing. What I want you to do is take a pause, because a lot of what's going to be in the air this week and the next couple of weeks is murkiness, half-truths, right? So you want to be able to take a step back, and Mercury's going into retrograde in a couple of weeks as well. So this is a beautiful month to really take stock. to look at where you want to go in 2023. It may be reconsidering your plans for 2024, right? So where have you been in 2023 and where are you going in 2024? Even 2024 plans may have to be reshuffled, okay? So take some time. This is your call to action. Take some time to think through your decisions, big or small. Avoid rushing into anything. The holidays has it as its own special anxiety that kind of creeps up. And so for all of us, we have these Hallmark holiday movies, and we want to be in the spirit. And yet our family dynamic, our friend dynamic, whatever is going on in our lives right now may be causing us not to have that picture. So allow yourself to take some time. You're doing this ritual tonight. I don't care if it's 3 minutes. Every day, set your energetic intention. Quiet that mind. Do some journaling. Do some rituals during this phase, okay? So that you can actually tap in to that higher wisdom. And that higher wisdom is going to be the one that just knows. It's not going to be the analytical mind that says, well, I have to, oh, obligation, oh, I've got to go to this party and that party, and I've got to do this and that because I have to please so-and-so. Really think about how you want to show up for the holiday season and how you want to present yourself going forward when you are making decisions. So taking a pause is really where this full moon is. And it's really kind of strange because you have this full moon that's shining bright. It's all about manifestations. And then guess what? Mars is coming in and saying, oh, not so fast here, And also Mercury is a planet of communication. And Sag doesn't want to deal with all this. Oh, why do we have to communicate? Let's just look at the concept of it all. And let's look at the big picture. So let's play with Sagittarius and use Gemini to our advantage. Okay. So these are the 3 ways in which it's going to help you. I've got a couple of other things that I wanted to just point out that I had read, and I thought this was really good. Mars in Sagittarius brings us motivation to take massive leaps of faith. So as you might know, Mars is the action-oriented planet. When it is full of life and it's passionate, when it's full of anger and challenge, it can be warlike, okay? So, but here's the key here. You're not going to know which way to go quite yet, potentially. And this is collectively, so it's not your chart specifically. But you want to be able to pay attention to that right now. The other thing is that the full moon in Gemini can, because it's an air sign, it can feel a little ungrounded. Okay. And then you got the fire, which is Sag. Okay. You got Mars, which is fire as well, right? So you've got a lot of this that needs to be grounded, rooted. That's why I want you guys grounding yourself as well. Okay. And then, yeah, I've already said that. So I think those are some good takeaways that I read that I took some notes on too, that I wanted to give you as well. So these are 3 questions that I'd like you to ponder. What new narrative am I ready to write? Okay. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take a picture of this if you can, or at least write down the question. So what new narrative am I ready to write? Question number 2, and you don't have to answer this right now. I want you to answer this in just a little bit. How do my thoughts shape my reality? How do my thoughts shape my reality? And then where can I apply more discernment? Where can I apply more discernment in my life? So those are the themes, the main themes of this full moon. Okay. So the new narrative, the new beginning, is the intention that I want you to focus on today. Okay. one intention, one clarity, one focus, keeping it simple. Okay. And I'd like you to think about this intention and why you want it. The why is just as important as getting what you want. And you've heard me say this before, but it's not what you create as important as the energy in which you create it. So thoughts and beliefs, if they're going like this, if you're saying one thing and doing another, you see how it is a mismatch. So the universe is trying to get you to focus in so that you can get more clear about the things that you say that you want. Okay. All right. So lastly, before we get into our intentions, is do not make any major decisions, as what you are hearing may not be the truth. Communication may be murky or not clear at this time. So take note. It's a good time to focus on big picture, not necessarily the details. So focus on the big picture goals. Know that it'll be coming up in a very, probably in the next several weeks, probably even by the end of the year, that you'll be able to start thinking about more specifics. If you have the specifics, these are guidelines. So if you're already there, do it. But I'm just saying, if you're not there and you're getting lost in confusion, this may be why. Be okay with wobbly energy and may be internally turbulent. Okay. So we've got the outside world that's going like this. Well, our internal world may be a little wobbly. One day we may feel strong and powerful. The next day we don't. 1 hour we feel great. The next hour we don't. This is the energy. It's not fluid yet. Okay. Watch for becoming unbalanced. The other thing that may happen is you may focus on one area of your life at the effect of another part of your life. So you want to have a more balanced approach, so you're not just hunkering in. And I'm not talking about your intention, as I'm talking about how you're approaching this month. Okay. Don't be so singularly focused that you forget the other areas of your life. Okay. And watch out for old stories that may come out of the blue, like mine did a few days ago. Okay. So these are things that you want to look out for. All right. So let's get to our intentions. I'm going to give you probably about 5 to 10 minutes here. We'll probably get out of here about 7:40 tonight. It's about 30 to 40 minutes here that we'll be together. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take out your journal. I'm going to do this exercise with you as well. Put on some music. And what we're going to do is we're going to list one intention that you want to, not one, but want to manifest over the next 6 months. So we're going to be probably springtime. It will be back in March or April with the eclipse season, and we'll start another round of these as well. So I want you to really think about what you'd like to manifest over the coming months into that first quarter of the new year. And then I'd like you to kick it off with an action in the next 3 days that can help you ignite this energy or continue it. You might have already begun it. But if there's a pattern that you need to release, if there's a thought system that you need to release, if there's a goal that you have that you want to manifest, I want you to think about, do your beliefs and your thought patterns go hand in hand? And this is the key, because guess what? Sagittarius is all about being in truth. So what I want you to do is, nobody's going to see this but you. So it's important to be as honest as you can with yourself as you are looking at your own belief systems and thought patterns as it relates to this one intention. All right, so let me put this music on real quick. Let me see, here we go. All right. All right, I'll see you in just a few minutes. I'm going to do it as well. I'll do my intentions as well, or my intention. few more minutes and know that you can come back to this at any time after this ritual. This is a jumping off point for you so that you can start to open up the portal of your own soul. So when I started writing, I have a lot more to write, actually. I think I'm going to do a lot more writing here. I started out with one intention and quickly moved to another, the one that was more deeper and actually much more primal to my overall intention. So you might find that might happen for you as well. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to our grounding. I'd like you to take your intention. And I'd like you to put it aside for just a moment, or you can hold it in your heart if you'd like to. If it's your notepad, you can hold it like this. And I'd like you to just close your eyes and let's take a nice big deep breath. And from the base of your spine down to the center of the earth, we're going to create a grounding cord in the form of a tree trunk. And you can use whatever tree trunk you'd like, whatever feels safe and comfortable and supportive. And let's take the roots of that grounding cord and really anchor yourself to Mother Earth, to yourself, to your essence, to who you are. And let's start to release everything that no longer serves you. Letting go of the past, letting go of old patterns, old beliefs, old ways of being. And saying hello to the new beginnings, new parts of yourself. And as you create this space to let go of the old, you give yourself that grace right now. That grace to flush out any negativity, any old patterns. And that you could reflect on your true intention to manifest this in the heart of this full moon. Now let's come up to your sixth chakra and let's create a movie screen. And I'd like you to put your life and your intention on that movie screen. And I'd like you to say hello to positive self-talk, the ability to say hello to discernment and really dial that up in your own being. And that you can hold space in this reflective time. Also, as you ground this intention, allow the power of this community, power of this ritual to ground this intention in the brightness of this full moon, that it will be manifested for days, weeks, and months ahead. that you are aligning with your true soul purpose. Allow the clarity to come through. Allow the visualization and the power of Sagittarius, the big picture, to open up the imagination and visualization of who you are becoming. As it is now grounded in the light of this full moon, grounded in Mother Earth, and it is set to be released to the divine. Take a nice big deep breath. And bring down a beautiful golden sun of light coming down through the heavens, grounding you in your intention. Live and breathe that beautiful intention as it comes down through your whole entire body, into your legs, into your feet. That warm golden light filling you up with the ability to move into the world with ease and with grace. Take a nice big deep breath. Open your eyes. So this is the last series for a few months. So I want you to work with your intention and use it over the next 3 to 4 months as we get into springtime. And look at the power that you have to create. The world right now is very much changing at a rapid rate. We, on a soul level, are being up-leveled to become more healthy, to become more vibrant, and to become more soulful. So managing your energy during this holiday season is going to be key in manifesting your intention. The other thing I wanted to bring out to you is that on December 12th, I put it in the chat. We will be doing, as you know, every year I do something called Ready, Set, Prep. And it will be ready to go on December 12th at 12 noon Pacific Coast time. 12 at 12. I love that number. I'm into numbers. And then if you want to sign up, it's right there in the chat. I will also send it to you. I have all your names. I'll send it to you in an email as well. $7. And the reason why it's $7 is just for everybody to really set their goals, look at a reflective time, another built-in time to reflect on, what did you do this year? How do you feel about what you did? But more importantly, who did you become? And as we go into 2024, visualizing, beautiful time to visualize in the sun sign of Sagittarius. Who do you want to become? The old is coming to an end. So with that said, we're going to do a prayer, and then I'll get you on your way. Okay, almost 40 minutes. All right, so take a nice big deep breath and let us pray. Dear God, spirit guides and teachers and angels and loved ones on the other side, Please ground each and every one of us with the beautiful intention that we're creating in this full moon manifestation in Gemini. Allow us to get clear. Allow us to be open to new ways of being. Allow us to finally put a period to the end of old chapters. As we are not writing a new chapter, we're actually writing an entire new book. Bring us into our hearts this holiday season. Allow us to have grace not only with other people, but with our own self. Allow our negative self-talk to be transformed so that our thoughts and our belief systems are more aligned. Give us the power to create, to visualize, to imagine, and to define our more authentic, true self. Be with us and let us feel your presence as each of us are going through our own trials and tribulations. Allow this power of this beautiful, wondrous full moon to manifest in each of us our intentions. The grounding is clear. The power is infused within us. Allow us to feel it and bring it to life. And so it is. Amen. All right. Lots of love, everybody. Have a beautiful holiday season. Hope to see you on the 12th at 12 o'clock for Ready, Set, Prep. It's a 2-hour masterclass as we review 2023 as we get ready for 2024. Lots of love.